In all my years of woodworking, I have never really used a carbide scraper, I have to say. It's a really good tool. Hey, so this week's big accomplishment was getting one whole side of the boat bottom scarfed and glued together. I'm not that great at scarfing, but I think I'm getting better. The first one was terrible. Even though the scarf joints were good, the glue joint sucked, but I was able to clean it up and gouge it out and fix it. I'm confident it's really strong, but I should be able to figure this out. Cool. So this is what one whole side of a great Alaskan bottom looks like. I got the 3/8 inch up front here, 1.5 panels. That scarf joint turned out really nice. That looks good. This is where 3/8 goes to 3/4. And I haven't looked at the back side yet, but I think it's good. And then 3/4, and this is the one that I muffed. There were a lot of gaps between about the top third of the joint, so I cleaned it out, packed it with strengthened, thickened epoxy, and then for security, put a 10-ounce strip over the top to help flatten it out, and I'll do some more fairing on that. It's pretty level, but it's not pretty. Well, it's kind of cool to have that done. I got both sides scarfed. One side is going to be curing for a while, but I learned enough on the first side. I think the second side is going to be really good. Part of it is how to fasten things down. And you need to make sure that the bottom of the boards are well supported and very flat. And then I started using these washers and a self-tapping interior bright screw with the hexagonal or the star bit, and these large washers. The washers seem to work really well. It lets the screw sink in past the top layer of wood and then pull the bottom one up snug. So that makes a really good joint. It squeezes out all of the thickened epoxy, or not all of it, but a good chunk of it. And then you can go back with a squeegee and kind of pick that up and clean up the mess. So with this setup, I'm getting really good joints. The other thing that I figured out, and I wish I could show it, is I did lots of measuring on the first ones to try to make sure that the two sides lined up correctly. And then in evaluating my other joints, I figured out that you can actually look at the layers of plywood in the side here. It's a little hard to see, but when you get these a little bit wet, you can see individual layers of plywood there. And that's what you line up to get a perfect joint. So I would line these up on the side, make sure they're straight, press down on it with a lot of weight on the top scarf. It would kind of squeeze out the extra, and if that line, that center line looked continuous, then you knew that you had lined up the pieces really well. So I did that on these last few joints and a couple of those, kind of by accident, and it just makes for a really nice, nearly perfect scarf joint. Sunday morning, and the joints are cured. They look pretty darn good. This is the top side, 3/4 inch to 3/4 inch. They're flat. So I've done my lofting, and now I am putting nails in at the connection points. And I screwed up a measurement. No big deal. I'll go back and fix it.